If you're just learning how to crochet and you might be wondering, what should I start with? Well, the good news is that you don't have to start with complicated designs or projects that you saw on Pinterest, because there are plenty of simple projects that will help you with your stitch tension while you make something creative and also very useful for you. Hello everyone, welcome to Olaiton 7 of it. My name is Olaiton, and on this channel I share everything crochet and sewing. The first project I'm going to recommend to you is a coaster. A coaster is a project that is quick, easy to make, and it doesn't require a lot of yarn. You can use that to explore different kind of shapes, because coasters can be made in rectangle, circle. There are some that has like a flowery edge, so you can use that to practice your stitch tension and also create beautiful coasters you can share as gifts, and you can give families, and you can use personally. The second project I'm going to recommend to you is an headband. And the headband was also my first project. It was a very inconsistent headband. Some parts were loose, some parts were very tight. That is why I talk about stitch tension. The more you crochet, the more you learn about stitch tension. Headband is very quick, it's easy to make, and you also don't require a lot of yarn, and you can experiment with it. There are mesh designs. You can use single crochet, you can use double crochet, you can use treble crochet, you can use mesh, different kind of mesh stitches to learn how to make an headband. The third project I'm going to recommend to you is a scrunchie. A scrunchie just needs a rubber band, and some yarn. It also don't require a lot of yarn, and you can make them in different colors and pair it with your outfit. The fourth project I'm going to recommend, and I really recommend this one, and it is called the granny square. If you know how to crochet a granny square, trust me, you know how to crochet many projects, because granny square can be used to create a cap, bag, top, cardigan, socks, name it, different things. So once you know how to create granny squares, and there are also different kind of granny squares, different designs of granny square, so if you know how to make those granny square and different designs of granny square, you definitely have a lot of projects, or you definitely know how to crochet a lot of projects. The fifth one I'm going to recommend to you, or let me stop saying recommend. The next project I'm going to talk about is a foam pouch. A foam pouch is very practical. It's something you can use every day. It requires maybe just two rectangle and a very long strap, or there are different YouTube tutorials on YouTube that you can use to learn how to make different pretty foam pouch. After making a foam pouch, I recommend you make a tote bag next, because a tote bag it just can be a bigger version of a foam pouch, where it's just two rectangles and a long strap, or you keep you keep doing the rows in like the circular form. There are a lot of YouTube tutorial you can watch on how to make a tote bag, and it's very practical and very useful. I have a lot of tote bag that I made and I used in school. After a tote bag, you can make a matching bucket hat, a bucket hat that has the same pattern with your tote bag, just to match and just to pair with your outfit, and that is also very fun. You have different colors that you pair with your outfit and your tote bag. The bucket hat will challenge you, but it's surprisingly very beginner friendly. I made a beanie as a beginner and I really loved it. Crocheting a bucket hat is also a perfect way for you to learn how to increase and decrease and maintain an amount of stitch. Also use a granny square for a bucket hat. That is why I really recommend you learning how to make a granny square. After all this, I think it's time for you to make something wearable, so you can create a crop top. I think I made a crop top, not really a crop top, like a bralette. I think that was the third project I made as a beginner. It was a very long rectangle, round, then some strap to hold it in. That was how I made my first bralette. You can do that too, and you can also watch a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to make crop top. It's very easy, trust me. Next is a scarf. A scarf can be a very long rectangle. What I recommend here is you learning how to use different kind of stitches to make the scarf. Don't use just single crochet or double crochet or half double crochet. Learn new stitch like the wavy stitch, the diamond stitch, the waffle stitch. Create something that is going to give your scarf a texture. They're going to give your scarf texture. The last project I'm going to recommend to you is going to be a cardigan. Like I said, you can use a granny square to make a cardigan, so you can try that out as your first cardigan. Just make a lot of granny square and join them together to make your cardigan, or you can explore different ways to make cardigan. As a beginner, to make a cardigan you need 3 rectangles or 5 rectangles, 2 for the hand, 2 for the front, and 1 big one for the back. Then maybe a very tiny rectangle, long rectangle where you use to tape the front of your cardigan. This is one of my projects I made last year. You can see it was made with granny squares. I think I made more than 20 granny squares for this cardigan. Then I used the granny stitch for the hand. The cardigan cannot be done in a day. I don't know, I've never done a cardigan in a day. It will take your time, so be patient. Consistency is key. I didn't learn from anywhere. I learned from YouTube, and I can see I'm very proud of all the projects I've made. So we've come to the end of today's video. Please like, share, subscribe if you found this video very helpful. Bye.